Hola. How's it going, everybody? Sorry for the late stream. I'll repeat this a couple times, I'm sure. Let me post this real quick. Bam. No, I said the wrong thing. Edit post. DNA. There we go. All right, so is it fixed? Is it fixed? DNA. Cool. Hey, what's up, Tony? How's it going? Yeah, sorry for the late stream, y'all. I had a long night, a very long night. But we're here. It's gonna be a shorter stream today anyway. I need to upload some stuff to the other channel, to the More Life Lessons channel. And the main channel will be uploaded to in good time. But yeah, hey, how's it going, Kago? Kago Bull. So like I said, we're gonna check out DNA. They had the live stream earlier this morning. And I am going to be in the closed beta test to try it out. So, hey, what's up, BitX? Sorry for the late stream. Like I said, like super late night. So, yeah, this is where we are now. It's not gonna be like a long stream. It'll probably be like 2 hours. We're gonna check out this reaction. Gonna record a conversation about Wuthering Waves. Gonna turn into a video. Trying to think what else did I say we were doing today. Oh yeah, and there's an announcement. Just for the sake of people who are getting here early, we're going to be doing a giveaway. I will announce the giveaway probably in the form of a video. It'll be announced, I think, in the video that I put out. Let me see. It'll be announced likely on the the video I put out before the patch drops. But then I'll probably announce it on my other channel as well. Did you know that the sun has an electromagnetic field, so clearly Verena is electro and not spectro? I can love attributes. Oh my gosh. Got it. That checks out. That checks out. Wait, where's the sound at? Oh, I know where the sound is. It's somehow not on the computer, but it's on there. Okay, there we go. Yes, electromagnetic field. I mean, yeah, legitimately that does check out. All right, so let's check this out. Shouldest thou dream of a pristine sand realm? Let me just tell y'all real quick. I played the first beta. It was rough. It was very rough. But that's kind of what's supposed to happen, essentially. You know, like you're supposed to have those rough first betas, and then from there on, things get better. So, I saw some potential. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna act like it was just like all bad. But yeah. Hey, what's up, Brian? Brian T. How you doing? I think I'll just say Brian. I feel like that's probably what you would prefer as well. But how you doing, Brian? So yeah, let's like I said, we'll check this out. Oh, sorry, I lost my train of thought. It was rough in the first closed beta. I saw I saw some like potential cool stuff. But yeah, the combat just felt a little bit not that great. The story pacing felt a little bit off. It felt way too grindy. And so I'm really looking forward to see what improvements they made. Mind you, the build that we were playing in the first closed beta test was clear. You know, usually when you get that build, it's probably an old build, not the current build they were working on, which explains all the improvements they're seeing. Duet Night Abyss, is that the game name? Yes, that is correct. DNA, Duet Night Abyss. I'm going to be in the CBT 2, so we're checking it out. The character designs have been improved from what I understand.
Someone will pluck you from the briny waters and lead you to a frozen wilderness.
This is like my favorite character in the game. Design-wise.
Forth and commence the long, strenuous journey.
For those as insignificant as we, to exchange what little we have for what we desire. Is that not, in itself, a stroke of fortune?
I'm curious if a naive fool can actually make a difference. Even a little.
I was not a fan of her gameplay. The one with the guns. That one right there with the blue hair though, I didn't get to play as her, but she looks cool.
If you wish to save all this, set forth once more. Tread another path twisted into the helix.
It's like time shenanigans or something. Did you get to the CBT2? Yes, I did. Oh, okay. Filbert. I forgot. It's Phoebe and Filbert or something like that. Something in Filbert.
So much food we've levied. Gotta have some good meals before we turn it in.
I'm about to say, no shot, that's the pig's voice.
Mission complete!
Okay, that's just not, that's insane. Dang. I have fun playing as this character, specifically because of like the traversal mechanics. Yo, that's crazy. They're opening fire is wild.
Special commissaries here! He's till wherever!
Well, I know why are they shooting a child. That's what I'm saying. Like, that's crazy. Hey, Zolto. Duet Night Abyss. Duet Night Abyss had a live stream this morning. And I'm in the CBT2. I played the CBT1, so we're just checking it out. And missing, right? Not a single graze apparently on this giant target of a pig. Hold on real quick.
Sand ropes weave the path.
That was my mom. Hey, what's up, Kush? Why so silent here? Oh, I was talking to my mom. She called me real quick. Excuse me. All right.
Path beneath. Shouldst thou dream of a pristine sun realm, there lies the beginning of the story.
Wait, they repeated that? Wait, what? Pause. Oh, okay, no. Okay, I see what's happening. They were repeating these, like, in preparation for the live stream to start. Okay, I was about to say, what is going on? Okay. The live stream ended right there. But okay, that checks out. That checks out. They were just, like, playing this, like, in preparation for the live stream.
Welcome to the special program for DualNet Abyss Second Cross Beta Test。今天呢，我们邀请了2位持续关注我们产品的重磅嘉宾，欢迎欢迎！
大家好，我是游戏茶馆的编辑2弦。
Hello， 大家好，我是代表棉被团队来拷打制作组的波音棉。
测试招募期间呢，其实我们通过社媒介绍了一系列的优化内容，然后呢，今天想通过节目的形式呢，展开跟大家聊聊大家关心的话题。然后还有就是再次详细介绍一下二重螺旋这次几个月的优化内容跟调整。
Updates in the past few months.
新增内容。
好的，因为我也是老2次元了嘛
Huge anime game fan myself.
我也是完整参与下来了。然后在我玩的过程中呢，我发现了一些问题啊。
Noticed a few issues.
大家也注意到，可能大雄老师你们也听到了，比如说角色的建模精度。
Oh my gosh, Videx, that is so rude.
啦，场景的细节啦之类的，可能
in-game scenes, etc. We had some concerns of these aspects. We've seen similar feedback in the community.
项目组
has a dev team and interpret all feedback. Okay.
如何去理解这些负面声音的
呢？我们上次测试完，确实收到了不少反馈啊。其实我们是挺
And honestly, it hurt, bro. I mean, yeah, like it was rough, man.
难过的，然后也挺焦虑跟紧张的。
We felt anxious and stressed too. Our team always delivers to strive the best possible experience. Strives to deliver.
上次没有做好，这是第一个。第二个呢，其实我们上次确实有
exposed many issues we need to address.
然后我们所以加班加点去调整、去改进，争取拿出更好的东西、更多的进步给玩家看的。
Tangible progress is something. Okay.
这个情况下，我们团队努力的去调整，就你看到了那么多的一些调整内容。然后以及我们整体的一个迭代方向，总之就是我们希望能够呈现出更好、更多的内容。
Both quality and quantity of the game content. Okay.
其实测试的期间，像我们团队也一直有在关注评论区，就是大家的留言嘛，确实收到了很多玩家的反馈。然后这些玩家提到的一些问题
，many issues raised by players mirror concerns of our own internal strategy. Okay.
就是反馈的一个问题，就是他们往往就是一边猛猛爆肝，然后一边又猛猛吐槽。不过大家其实初衷也是希望二重螺旋可以越来越好。
They complain because they care. All right. So can you tell us what the actual issues were and what you improved, please?
关注真的是我们二重螺旋努力的动力。
大雄老师说了很多研发的心里话。对，但是我还是想回到我说咱们回到产品。
Yeah, I'm about to say like you don't have to spend the whole time telling us that you heard our feedback. You can actually tell us what you did.
麻溜的就发了一个特别长的优化公告，就看天书一样，那字太多了，又多又杂。然后，但我在想，就是我们实际上跟上次2次
With barely 3 months between 2 tests,
这么短的时间
which is quite a short period of dev time, have all the observations mentioned in the notice been completed?
真的制作组都优化好了吗？然后我们能做完吗？
其实就上次2测开启的时候，我们当天就已经收到很多。
We started making optimizations immediately after the last test began.
一方面就是我们很早就开始做调整，另外一方面其实我们也是努力的去做，加班加点去做，争取给大家更好的东西。当然还有一点就是我舔一下啊，我们的蛋总到时候后期可以加上。
Our CEO Mr. Daniel cooking something apparently.
团队没有什么太多后顾之忧，去努力的去。根据玩家的反馈，我们去做调整。这里面有技术支持，有资金支持，还有一些人才支持。所以就因为有这样的团队跟这样的蛋总，我们才能拿出更好的东西来给大家。就是看到了这么多调整，
说了很多心里话呀。那我们真心话的环节，打过，直接把那个真家伙拿出来给大家看看。
Yes, please.
那个说白了，上次美术测试其实就是我也看了评论了，有很多。人说到2025年了
It's 2025 already. How's this supposed to be acceptable for a game to release?
所以我们对我们
So we've iterated and optimized all the things in our game.
做了一些迭代优化。
Now I will say this, right? People expect new games to match games that have been out
其实可以
for a
看
long
得出来
time.
这个前后对比变化还是蛮大的。
And sometimes I'm curious, like, if that is
根据
how easy
上
that
次
is to
玩家的
implement,
反馈呢
because most of the time these
主要
games
针对画面的丰富度，
were being
光
like
影
put together way
还
earlier.
有一些材质纹理的表现，还有模型细节跟性能质能平衡，我们都做了调整。然后还增加了环境动效等方面，也做了大幅的提升。同时呢，我们也在不同的地图上增加了很多的记忆点跟奇观景象，是为了让玩家更有沉浸感。
对
Okay,
真的跟之
so
前相比，
you got a
这整
facelift,
个氛围感
cool.
和故事感一下子就上来了。然后细节上我看也做了很多动效，整个场景画面也华丽了很多，确实就是更容易带入了。
哎，感谢感谢。
对对，我也看到了很多角色在场景的跟场景的互动，有一些场景的变化，然后整体的粒子效果，包括远景、
Depth of field rendering both near and far. Okay.
比二册简直好太多了。然后优化说完了，美术这层面的，但我这边还有一些尖锐的问题要问到。
来了，
像压
我要把锤子举起来。赛奇那么好，为什么要把我们的老婆写死呢？
哎呀，对不起，对不起，
为什么要把一个我们这么喜欢的角色写死呢？
啊，真的非常抱歉啊！其实我们真的不是想把赛奇写死的，我们的初衷呢，其实没有这方面的想法。
Wait, don't
是因
tell
为
me.
确实是我们的问题啊！我们其实上一次是把赛奇的后续故事放到了支线当中，所以导致很多的玩家并没有去看到这个部分的内容。但这个是我们的疏忽。
Okay, so apparently there's a character who seems like they died
放到了
and people weren't happy.
故事里去了，所以玩家呢是可以在赛奇的故事当中看到他后续的走向。
And
他
now
不会死去。 他在
she
一个叫
didn't
雾海
die,
的地方
but they're
等候
telling us what
我
happened.
们在后续的故事当中会开放雾海的这个故事，所以敬请期待后面的跟赛奇相见。
哦，好的好的。
Mrs. Caesar, okay. So now they put it in the main quest. They originally explained it in a side quest. Now they put it in the main quest. Okay.
那当然，以上种种的问题啊，都是我们确实没能做好，所以给大家带来非常好的游戏体验。所以呢，我们在此深表歉意，给大家抱歉了。当然，我们肯定是也看到我们的努力了，我们一定会按照玩家的
I
反馈。
mean, in some ways, I guess, but it's not really a spoiler because it was always there in the first closed beta test.
其实我
It's just some
经常看
people
到我们现在的一
didn't see
个
it.
产品的定位还是一个多维战斗爽游。不过根据我参加上一次测试
The
的
last
体验来说，
test
其实好像感觉
didn't quite hit that thrill
爽度还
factor
差了一点。
of
不
the
知道
dual
就是
protagonist
经过
thing.
这次的优化之后，我们在爽度这块
Will the combat feel more exciting this time? Yes, please, because the combat
爽这个
was
词其实是我们
not
一
the
直以来
best.
追求的游戏核心嘛。但其实确实我们上次收到很多反馈啊，就是不够爽，或者是跑的时间比战斗还长啊等等的之类的。
More time running than
确实都
fighting.
是我们确实没有做好，所以我们一直在做调整。第一件事情呢，就是
Have you seen the new
我们增加了
characters?
同屏怪物
Not
的刷
for the
新频率
Duet
和
Night
密度
Abyss, you mean?
之前的屏幕呢，怪物上其实都零零散散的。
I saw the character
可能有
with
800开外的特别多，特别少。然后我们就跑过去打半天，但其实没有打得很爽的感觉。所以我们这次呢，
I mean, I saw the character with blue hair. That was about
提
it.
升到了50只左右的
And she was
怪物
like,
数量，
I
让大
don't
家
know if
看
I
得
would say
更爽。
new, but
当然，打击感这块
she was shown toward the end of the story that I saw, at least. I didn't play all the story though.
调整跟提
It
升。
was kind of rough
希望调整之后的战斗
In the
可以让
CBT
大家
one
感受到爽的感觉。
because there was like a lot of level gating that made it difficult to actually play through the story consistently.
这个怎么爽？我建议是让我们先体验一下，然后也好给大家做个攻略呀之类的。
没问题，没问题。后续我们攻略站都会上线的。
上次战斗的时候有一个问题，就是有些怪物它仇恨就会丢掉仇恨。你到时候比如说我打完这一头怪，我有一个怪，哎，
Might find the task
没
not
结束
completed yet.
就我要去满地图找怪。
So you have to run all over the map. Okay.
调了。
调
Hey, what's up,
了。
Alex?
其实就是我们除了增加怪物
Warframe
数量之外，
has
更加
it
扎
so
堆，
no
也不会让你
excuses for the
出现就是
Warframe copy to not
怪
add
西
it.
之怪，你跑过去打一下，可能跑过去打一
Oh,
下，
add elemental
破
reactions.
感。
哦，可以。
总之，希望大家肯定是更轻松的，能在更轻松
Tighter,
的
more
地方
intense
然后
combat
更爽快地
zones for smoother, more
战斗
satisfying
那我还有一
experience.
个问
Okay.
题，就我自己玩了很多二次元游戏嘛，然后现在的二次元游戏一个趋势就是轻量化，因为现在玩家时间，因为他有可能很多是多修、双修、3修甚至4修、5修的，他可能
See, this is what I was talking about, y'all. This is what I was talking about. Hey, what's up, Horizon? How you doing? No, this is what I was talking about. Like, a lot of people are playing multiple games, so how are you gonna allow people to play your game if they're already playing other games? Like, I've been saying this for a minute. Yeah, no, I understand, Horizon. Yeah, I started to stream super late as well. I just had a long night last night, but yeah, I appreciate you for coming through nevertheless. But yeah, I've been talking about this for a while now. Like, these games have to come equipped. I'll probably record a short video about that. I have 2 videos I want to talk about today to get recorded. I have a lot of footage that I need to just like put up from some of the conversations that we had that some people might have missed. But yeah.
时间碎片化时间没那么多，所以说现在对轻量化，可能大家都会调整日常的时长啊，刷本的时长啊。但是像
Yeah, farming time. See, this is I literally just told y'all.
这些可能刷个5分钟，甚至刷
Over 5 minutes. Some even reach 10. Bro, that's what I was saying. That's literally what I was saying. Let's like me and I was speaking to Loba about it, and like it took us like 10 minutes, sometimes like 15 minutes, depending on how well built the character was. And it's like it was that bad at the beginning of the game. Like usually you're supposed to have like a, you know, kind of like an ease in with the level caps to where it's like, okay, you can run some unoptimized builds for quite a little bit when you're first starting out, and then as things get, you know, you get higher at world level, then you have to be more optimal. And it was just like, bro, this takes way too long. Like way too long. So yeah, I'm happy that they're addressing that.
我考虑呢，你们怎么想的？是2025年2游的单局时长吗？
哎呀，这也是我们确实给大家带来的不便，跟确实体感不好，就再次抱歉。
Bro, what the heck,
确实是有问题啊。我们其实对上次其实确实有一些关卡，它5分钟，甚至有一些长达8分钟、10分钟这么长的体验。
This lengthy gameplay was never our intention.
我们也做了一些
So we made a few key changes. We've adjusted synergy costs, improved the AI behaviors of combat partner sigils during combat. Previously in combat, our characters had to handle too many tasks themselves, but after these adjustments, combat partners can now shoulder more responsibilities, relax more and focus on enjoying the gameplay.
然后第3点，其实对于刚才说的缩短游戏时长，也是我们的重点部分。总之来讲，我们的目的呢跟出发点都是为了降低用户的时间。
Like that's the quickest way to get me to not play your game, by the way. The quickest way to get me to not play your game is by making it grindy.
那句瓜拉说什么呢？说了那么多都没有提我们最关心的这个福利问题，因为我们都知道现在2游比较卷嘛，竞争性很强，然后像现在各家各户都在发福利啊、朋友费啊之类的，不知道从福利费这块我们有没有什么可以
Okay, this is interesting. Is DNA about to come out soon, y'all? Is DNA coming out this summer? Cause like they're already talking about like, you know, like the rewards basically for like starting the game out. Me who started Ethereum restart because of the grind? Really? Nah, man. Like for me, it's just, and mind you, maybe it's different. It's obviously probably is different for me, but I don't imagine I'm that different. Like I think people like, yeah, like people have lots of interests. People like, for example, most people watch multiple animes, right? Most people play multiple games. And so for me, it's just like, if you want me to play your game, you have to make it easy for me to not have to like grind forever. Like you can still make it fun without making it a grind. You know what I'm saying? Like, but yeah, the fact that they're already talking about like rewards, like opening, like, you know, launch rewards, it seems. I'm just like, when is this game coming out?
有，当然有。我们其实对
Loves to grind. I like grinding in certain games, but not in gacha games.
将原本的新手抽卡呢，可随机获得1名。
Okay, so 5-star selector. Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay, so that's the guy character. All right. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. I was not a fan of this character at all. She's strong, so if you're just focused on like clearing stuff, then cool. Was not a fan of her gameplay wise though. She felt like, now maybe they updated her gameplay, but she felt like what's his name from Genshin? Ayaka's brother. Gosh, what is his name? Some Kamisato. Ayato Kamisato. That's who she felt like. Where you just like do a thing and yeah, you just stay in place the whole time. Like, it just didn't feel that interesting. I think she was really strong, which I guess, you know, you could say like, oh yeah, Ayato's relatively strong too. But it was just, the gameplay was not as fun for me. She's a copy of Mesa from Warframe. Oh, really? So the Thermodian Leviathan is alive. I must ask it. Oh. Yes. I'm going to be talking about that in my lore video that comes out. Hopefully, let me see. The goal is to get it out tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow.
5星角色调整为必出一位自选5星角色，然后呢，活动的 UP 首个角色90抽100%必得，游戏之后的每一个 UP 值都是这个样子的。然后无论是常驻5星呢，还是限定5星武器，都可以通过免费玩法获得的。
哦，那这都意思是都不会歪了呗？最开始的
啊，对对对。
啊，这
Wait, what?
哦，那这
Wait, what?
然后无论是
The first 5-star drop is guaranteed to be the event exclusive 5-star character. Okay, so is it like 100 pulls guarantees the character? Is that how it works now? Hey, what's up? Good afternoon. Is DNA on PS5? I'm not sure, Kaizen. I'm not actually sure. Maybe they'll address that toward... Yeah, first copy guaranteed. Yeah. Titania, W. More copies equal 50-50. I think that's perfect. I wish all gachas did that, to be honest with you. I wish all gachas had guarantee on your first copy and everything else is 50-50. If you have to do a 50-50 system, I would prefer that. But is it 100 pulls? Is that what I'm seeing? I think that's what I'm saying. As for weapons, both standard and event exclusive 5 stars, you'll be able to get them for free through certain gameplay in the game. That's interesting. So, and so he's saying like there's no gacha for the weapons anymore? So does this mean no more gacha pity breaks now for the first 5-star drops too? Oh yeah, wait, somebody was telling me if I want to go back inch by inch, I do this.
都可以通过免费玩法获得的。
哦，那这都意思是都
Okay.
不会歪了呗？最开始的。
Yeah, that's what I was figuring. It's probably like a grind situation where like because it's free, that's where the grind comes in. And I respect that actually. I think that's fine. I think that's fine. Takes a lot of investment. You can craft weapons design-wise. Yeah. It takes a lot of investment. It's like an in-game loop. Yeah, that's fair. I hope they don't do what Black Beacon did. You have had the wave pulls, then after that, within 300 pulls was the next 5-star. Oh.
啊，这蛇打七寸啊，这大雄老师怎么考虑
So,
哦，那其实我自己也是玩其他。
I play my fair share of gacha games personally when I fail the 50-50 and don't get the featured character.
歪了，其实很难过
It
的。
feels terrible.
就是辛辛苦苦攒了。
You save up all those items, then
再打
bam,
进去
pity breaks.
啊，对，然后还有就是，比如说我工资发了。
Okay, I just got my paycheck and then I'll just pull the characters to fill out my collection. And wham, wrong character. Makes me want to quit immediately. You notice how they mentioned I just got my paycheck? So they're trying to be player friendly, but while also encouraging spending at the same time. Mind you, they're a business, I get it, but it's just interesting how they did that, right? It's like, oh yeah, I just got my paycheck. So they're still trying to encourage that while also saying we're making it easier for you to get characters. I honestly would make pools be the pity increases already at first pull. It increases 1% every pull until if you're unlucky enough you reach 100 pull 100. I believe that is fair and fun. I don't know. I like the potential. I mean, I guess, yeah, sure. I don't know if I would start at 1% though. I think I see where you're coming from, but I wouldn't start at 1%. I'd maybe start at like, I don't know, 5% or something. I don't know. Because the thing is, getting early 5 stars is fun. So it's like, maybe the first percentage is like, 5% actually sounds like a lot. I take that back. But maybe it like incrementally is like, okay, your first pity starts at, okay, 1%, right? But then it goes to like 1.5 or 1.3 or something after each 10 pull, maybe. Instead of incrementally like every 10 pull. I don't know. At pull 20, you have a 20% chance. Yeah, but I'd say that actually sounds like a little bit too easy then. But maybe you could go from like 10% maybe over the course. You like 1%, 2%, 3%, 4%, 5%, 10% or something like that. Because if I recall correctly, gacha rates are actually like not that high anyway. Most of them are like around 3 to 4%. I think somebody can correct me, but I think most gacha rates are like in the 3% range, aren't they? More like 0.5. Then with every pull, it increases by the same amount. Yeah, but I'd say Black Beacon did 70-30 for the first pull. That's the point. 30 pulls isn't 30% chance. No, yeah. 0.8%, I believe. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying, then. I see what you're saying. Yeah, I'm going to say that sounds almost too easy. I don't think a company would ever do that. But I could see, like I said, making it by the time you hit, 80, you have like, the highest percent chance, but then incrementally it increases. I mean, for all we know, maybe they do that in the background. We just don't know about it. We really want players to experience the characters themselves. Okay. And obtain the characters once everyone. Now, I will say this. I did feel like in the beta I could get a lot of characters. But the thing is, you have to make the combat feel really fun. That's the issue. Like, I get the idea of like we want everybody to try our characters, but you have to make these characters feel fun enough to warrant that. The combat, I mean.
那说完优化呢，再为大家介绍一下我们至明日测试版本。
Let's do the second closed beta test.
我想通过一张图来呈现这
Quick
段时间
snapshot
的
of
工
what
作
we've
内
been
容。
working on.
那本次测试呢，将会时装夜寒篇的
Two
两位主角。
protagonists in chapter Noctijager. Huh? What? So there's actually like, what? Interesting. So does that mean that two of the protagonists are like these creatures? I forgot what they're called. And then the other two protagonists are these people? I can't, because I don't think they were called daemons, were they? I know daemons is a term, but I don't know if that's what these guys were. But it seems like there's two realities where in one of them they're one of these. Are they called lumens or something? And then in the other one they're these. Is that Rover? Oh my gosh, no. 4% for SSR, but the limited SSR has 2%. Some games go that route. Oh, okay. I would have a game that you have to pay everything, but it's easy to obtain. It depends on what the price is, usually low. One player pays $10, 1 million gives 10 million. Oh. I mean, for me, if it was my choice, I would just make the game pay to play. I know that's not something that people like, but I just wish it was more like Final Fantasy 14 or something, where you could just like basically paying for like the battle pass in a way, right? Like you pay like $5 and then you get all characters or like tiers. Like there's a free to play tier and then there's a paid tier. So that way free to play can still play, but like if you wanted the paid tier, if you spend like $15 a month or something, you can get all characters first copy and their weapon for free. Something like that, that would be my preference, because like I don't want to deal with the gacha. If I could help it, I just want to play the game.
薄幕篇的两位主角，7位新角色，3套外观。
Wait, hold on.
2类新主角，7位。
Okay, so he's playable. He's gonna be a playable character. I remember him. This character right here, she looks really cool. I like her design. I was excited about her. Interesting. He looks cool. He looks like. Is it just okay? Yeah, I'm gonna make some enemies with this statement. Some games go that route. Yeah, I would just prefer that. I'm gonna make some enemies with this statement, y'all. Especially PGR players. But does this guy look like Watanabe to y'all? Like in the face? Like, so he's got like the eye patch. Like, it's kind of giving me Watanabe a little bit. But yeah. So 7 new characters, cool. I'm really excited about the girl with the blue hair. She looks really cool. Not only the eye patch. I don't know, man. Like, I'm not talking about his outfit, but just the face. But I got you. It just maybe just because of the eye patch and the color of his, I don't know. It just kind of I know his Watanabe's hair is gray, to be fair, so yeah, that's fair. But I don't know, he just kind of, maybe it's just the eye patch.
新角色，3套外观。
3 new character outfits. Okay, cool.
2类新武
11 new
器，11
weapons
把武器，1张主线故事，3
1
个
brand
常
new
驻玩
okay
法
3
，3
permanent
个
gameplay
休闲玩法
features ，1 new chapter okay
，16只宠物。
我勒个豆啊！竟然有这么多，不知道我们项目组的大
Wait
家这个
what was that last bit
3个休闲玩法，
3 leisure gameplay features
以及
16 new genie mons okay
16只宠物。
我勒个豆啊！
薄幕篇的2位主角
I think I heard you say
，1
something
位
about an
新角
update
色，3套外观，2类新武器，11把武器，1张主线故事，3个
3 permanent gameplay features okay I liked this character but her voice actor I was not a fan
常驻玩法，3个
her
休
voice
闲玩法，
acting
以及16只宠物。
我勒个豆啊！竟然有这么
Well,
多。
no, I know he looks cooler
不知道我
generally
们
speaking,
项
but
目
yeah.
组的大家这个头发
I haven't seen him in a while maybe that's the
有点堪
problem
忧。
除了这些，那我想问，之前
Aside from that, the dual pro has been mentioned so often in
终于要
DNA.
端下来了
We're
吗？
finally getting it this
没错
time. Yes.
这次测试当中，我们双主线、双主角将会正式时装。在正式的故事当中呢，我们2条主线的性别主角都可以玩家自由的选择。我们还将时装夜寒篇的第2章主线故事，以及新的7个可选角色，恪尽职守的帝国卫戍部队。
Yeah, this character right here, she was the character I was really interested in. I liked her design. I like the round fullness of her hair and the color. Cover eyes and everything. Rhythm, the dutiful member of the Ice Lake Escort under the 6th Legion of the Hyperborea. Okay.
离色。向受阅人揭开雾海传闻的
Whispers of the Misty Sea to the Foe Hunters. Okay.
还有拥有人形和兽形
Who
2
can
种
shift
形态
between
的
human
幻
and
境
beast form. Okay. Oh, that's cool.
那完成主线剧情呢，就可以
Choose the
免费
following characters for free
跟
after
受阅
completing
人
the
一
main
起
story.
闯休普诺斯之家的奥特赛德，
Okay, we made him in the
还有跟
story.
我们一起共进退的
She's
帝国
cute.
军医达芙涅。
She's cute.
最后，我们还会有东方势力的新角色登场。
Make their
在我
debut.
们
Okay.
的异乡来客引导活动期间呢，受阅人将会结识一位远道
Yo, I think this game is coming out this summer, man. It looks like it's coming out this summer without how much they're showing us.
的侠勇之士克州。
哦
He looks
我这
cool.
样
I like
看
his
的话
design.
这次的角色模型相比上次确实是精致好多，可算是赶上我们大部队的水平了。
啊，感谢认可，感谢认可。确实，我们会持续打磨每一位角色的品质的。其实上一次测试确实也暴露了不少。
I see what you mean by the UI. It's
22个角色
alright.
更精致的提升了。
Oh, she looks
包括
cool.
模型调整、面数的增加、贴图的调整、贴图精度提升。
Hey. I wish there would be a gacha game which releases more mature / lady models because I love the designs of those in game. The green one and the purple looks very elegant. Green and the purple. When you say mature, what do you mean by that exactly? You just mean like taller lady models? But I say generally speaking, I think this game has some pretty mature models. If I see an Emiya Archer, I'm like, take my money. Okay, I see what you're saying, yeah.
哎，角色之外，我们一直因为我们强调多维爽游嘛，我们强调的多维武器，多维武器还会扩充增加吗？
We'll see more. Okay, there'll be more variety. Then bam bam gameplay.
那本次测试呢，其实我们新增了2
Yeah, I want to try the gameplay because it was rough the first time, so I'm hoping that it feels better this time.
此外呢，已有的武器类型之下，我们也新增了
New weapons across existing categories. All right,
那接下来为
cool.
大家展
Let
示
me
一下
show
比较有趣的
you
2把远程武器。
two standout ranged
其中一把
weapons.
是
The first
英
one
布
is
拉花
Emblet
絮
and Fluorescence.
还有一把是归墟的棘轮。
Personality like Acheron and Cheng Li. Oh yeah, I respect that. I respect that. I mean, to be fair, in my opinion, cartethiya is a mature character.
就拥有了追踪的能力。
Like that's one of the things I liked a lot about her. I mean, honestly, I think Wuthering Waves has a lot of mature female characters.
它每次攻击都会释
But
放
I guess you mean like tall and in personality.
而轮
I
盘在
got
遇
you.
到敌人之后会分裂成2枚相同大小的轮盘。
Oh, you like that weapon?
造成大范围伤害，并且
Yeah, but I say, let me look at it again.
对敌人进行
Let me look at it again.
还有一把是归墟的棘轮。那装备英布拉花絮进行攻击的时候呢，怪物身上会出现被
Oh yeah, that's fun.
标记。
That's fun.
此时
I
在
agree.
释放攻击，箭矢就拥有了
Follow up attacks then, homing arrows for deadly precision.
然后装备上归墟几轮呢，它每次攻击
Yeah, that one actually looks pretty cool. This is kind of reminding me. I'm not gonna lie, y'all. If they see the thing is, if they did this right, it could hit that like Ratchet and Clank thing for me. Because then, in Ratchet and Clank, you get like a bunch of different weapons that do a bunch of crazy stuff. Like, if they did this right, this could actually be fun. She used a freaking bow, man. Yeah. Yeah, Flare Release is right there. Contarella, probably the best personality, writing-wise, but design is kind of... No, I 100%. Like, for me, if Contarella ever gets a skin that's less revealing, I'm getting it day one. Because I love her personality. I think her face is gorgeous. But the skin is a bit much for me. But legit, if we got like a more, a less revealing outfit for Contarella, easy get for me. Upon hitting the enemy. No, but yeah, like legitimately, like the weapons in this game, like I said, if for anybody who's played Ratchet and Clank or seen how Ratchet and Clank plays, they could really do that here. Like legitimately, they could do that here. Make the weapons not too hard to get. The fun weapons, right? Obviously, power and stuff, I get it, but there could really be some pretty engaging gameplay here if they did it right.
到敌人之后会分裂。
It's even called the Guishu Ratchet. See?
两枚相同大小的轮盘，再进一步的
split into. Oh yeah, that looks fun. Knocks enemies away too. Okay.
不多展示了，可以。
There's plenty more discover. Okay, you know what? I'm a little bit interested.
除了强度方面，外观也是我们游戏的重点。
Major focus of our game. Appearance customization.
对，那本次测试当中呢，我们商店会上架。
One thing I do respect about this, and y'all listen. I'm trying to tell y'all, man. These gacha games can't keep relying on the same audience, man. Like, yes, and there's a couple things about it. First of all, you can't keep relying on the same audience because eventually there's not going to be enough to go around. You have to expand. And part of that expansion is women. You need to appeal to the women, man. Like, I know certain people don't want to hear that, but it's just like these companies they're running a business. And there's only so many people who can play their game. And so, yeah, like this is just any business. Any person running a business knows that. You can't, like, you want to expand. Especially if you want to grow. If you're just satisfied with like, oh yeah, yeah, we'll just take our small percentage of the market and be fine with that. Versus actually saying like, yeah, I have ambitions. I want to grow. Like, if you are that person who does have those, then you have to expand. And so I like that she's actually on here. Like, having her here is also good because it's like, hey, we want to make features for women as well. Like, we know y'all like customization, and like a lot of you all, not saying that men don't, but a lot of you guys like customization and stuff. So we're doing that too. And essentially like letting her have that perspective. And I think it makes for a well-rounded game, in my opinion. That's dope. Like, women market is small. The men market is way bigger. It's only small because of who they're appealing to. That's the whole point. If you appeal to the right markets, they'll be there. But I say Genshin should be proof of that. And I'm not saying that it like a lot of people will take that statement and apply like a sense of toxicity to it. Oh, but look what happened to Genshin. That's not always going to be the case. My point is still remains that it's just like it's still there, and they do spend money if you give them if you show them the things that they're interested in. So
3套舞会主题的角色时装以及对应的染色功能。那其中是赛奇对应的是梦中的舞会，松露对应的是阳光磨坊，丽贝卡对应的是沙漠儿女。
哇，我感觉这些皮肤
I have to say these outfits look absolutely stunning now, packed with details. By the way, what about color features we've been asked for in the game now?
有没有加上呀？
加了，有的有的兄弟。这次呢，测试我们将时装的皮肤染色系统。
I mean, yeah, just because the males sell less.
发挥自己的小。
This will be my last time pausing for now. It's not a matter about selling less. It's not even just purely about having male characters in the game. It's also like I literally just explained what I said. It's not just about having male characters in the game. Women play as women characters too. Like they'll be like, oh, I want to be pretty. They want to cosplay or whatever, or not cosplay, role play. So they'll get women characters because woman doesn't automatically equal husbando only player. It's more so, like I said, like customization features. Like me, I'm not gonna play with customization features like that. Like I might, try to do a little bit here, but I know other people who, like, in particular women, who will do that thing all day. You know what I'm saying? So it's not purely just about like the characters. It's also about like the features that they implement into the game. And Infinity Nikki was that, but yeah, the devs killed it. Yeah, exactly.
张力进行色彩搭配。这里面呢，我们展示
Let's show some examples of dyed outfits. They say, "Hey, Infinity Nikki fans, look. I know your game is tripping, but look, we got y'all." Oh, okay, legit. That's cute. that was actually cute. I like these color changes though. I do. But that outfit right there, hold on. Oh, the music notes, that's pretty sick. This is adorable. This is giving me some strong Alice in Wonderland vibes. And her hair changed as well too. That's cool. See, like, I like aesthetic stuff like this. I'm just probably not going to be the person to make it. But if there was a thing in the game where you could make personal, you know what would be cool? If you could make personal designs and then upload it, it's kind of like Tower Fantasy does it. In that was Gothic Lolita. Yeah. Yeah, like Tower Fantasy, if you could make like a customization design and then upload it so people can use it, that would actually be sick. If this game did that, that would actually be cool.
每个皮肤呢都会提供8个可染部位。
Each outfit will have 8 customizable things. We'll also be creating more dye variants in the game in the future, giving you more options.
DIY 出更多不同的角色形象。
Y'all need to give the people the ability to upload their designs.
系统免费获得的。
哇，确实不错。我们一套皮肤可以染8个部位，
对，
大家都可以通过就是 DIY， 然后打造属于自己的一个独一无二的专属角色。
马上上线。
I think every game wants to have equal gender ratio if it's possible, but hate to say it. But subculture people of gacha games have always start with male fan base market. For example, now since WUWA is getting more popular, many new fans came who want more male characters. See, that's my point. I was saying that since the very beginning of Wuthering Waves. Like when a game gets popular, it goes outside of the niche of gacha and becomes there's the niche gacha audience where they're like people who mainly play gacha games, right? And not all of those people, but a lot of those people are very much against male characters. A considerable amount of that, the super niche one. Then there's the broader gacha, which is where you'll see like Genshin fans and basically, let's be realistic, Hoyoverse fans. There'll be some Nikkei fans, some Lads fans, stuff like that. But basically like the top of that's where you'll get to the broader gacha audience. And then beyond that is the gaming audience. And that applies to every niche, like whether it's like Sims or something like that, where it's like, oh, if you're a hardcore, micromanagement, simulation player, only hardcore players play Sims 3, or there's probably another game that I don't even know about, right? But like those are the hardcore players. They're playing like, what is it called? What is that game called? Oh man. I forgot. It's like that pixel game. Goodness. My wife was playing it. But it's like some pixel game. You're like, you go to a town and you have like a little farm and stuff like that. Okay, got you, Horizon. Till next day, take care. Thank you. Yeah, glad to be seen. But yeah, basically like those little games, but then the higher version of that is like, oh, I play Animal Crossing, right? So like Animal Crossing is like the game that everybody knows about versus like there's the more niche versions of Animal Crossing that only people who are really hardcore into that audience know about. Hardcore Sims is crazy though. Let's go. Hey, what's up, Gideon? Yeah, but you get my point. Like there's different levels to it. And so there's different levels of appeal to these games as well. And so all that to say, yeah, if these companies could, they would. And that's my point. They have to start, if they want to branch wider, that's something that they have to do. That doesn't necessarily always mean that, oh, okay, it's only going to be, it's going to change the entire, landscape of their game. But it does mean that they'll take more considerations to their broader audience. So yeah. All upcoming gachas coming showcase more female characters despite having male characters in the game. Example, Inti and Anata. I think the reason for that is more people try to try their game is through attractive marketing and basically competition against other games who can attract the market the most. Yeah, for sure. It's like they'll have males, but they put the female characters in the forefront, and they'll like kind of slightly show the males because they know who the even when I started streaming, right? When I first started streaming, like Wuthering Waves, the type of people who were coming to my chat, right? And some of you all know NX, you might remember them actually. There were some people who were like, because y'all know I'm not like the DGen type of streamer, right? And so, but there were people who were kind of just expecting me to be because, you know, I was streaming Wuthering Waves. And then I was interested a little bit in PGR. So just kind of assumed I was similar to like those type of streamers. And so they would just be like, oh yeah, they basically just like be getting me to like make comments about the way the characters looked outside of me just saying, oh yeah, there's a very good looking character, a pretty character. It's like, oh yeah, but look at those assets and look at it, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, yeah, I mean, they look nice. You're not really gonna get much more out of me than that. Because that's like the hardcore kind of hyper niche audience. And that's who is usually gonna be your first adopters. And then after that is when you will be able to broaden your reach to where you kind of hit just like, you know, the more anime space, I guess you could say. Because like I have some homies of mine who, you know, they play anime games, right? They love Dragon Ball Z, they love Bleach, they love all that stuff. And that doesn't automatically mean that they're going to be like, oh yeah, I can't wait for that new gacha game to come out. They're more so like, they like anime games, and if a gacha game is big enough or high quality enough, they'll give it a shot. They don't give it a shot because it's a gacha game. They give it a shot because it mimics the things that they're looking for out of anime games. My people, XD Gooners. Yeah, that NX, exactly. But yeah, so that's kind of how that usually works. Oh no. Wait. Okay, I found it. There's a rubber band on this. I'm logging in right now to buy Sykes' outfit immediately.
现在直接购买赛奇的。
Of course you are.
那我想问一下，除了角色和强度啊，当然强度你非常厉害，蓝色你也很厉害。那我想问一下，就之前大勇儿提到，我们
gameplay feature changes
那现在
before.
玩法是不是还有别的东西
See, this is my point. This is literally my point right here. They're proving my point. They talked about the customization stuff, and she was the focus of that because they know that that's their target audience for that customization stuff. Whereas he, holding his fluffy hammer, is like, okay, yeah, that's cool now, but about that gameplay, about the new features for the gameplay, let me hear it.
可以跟大家
Bob has all the gooners, yeah.
考虑到大家游玩需求上的不同呢，其实我们在原本的场
So this test, we've expanded both our core systems and our exploration. We've added more depth to the Mystic Maze and roguelike combat mode. We're also debuting immersive theater gameplay mode.
另外，探索模块呢，我们也增加了一些玩法，增加了野外可以收集的
New
探险
open
之
world
证
collectibles.
以及神秘的潘神魔灵。
Oh, and puzzles. Okay, that's fun. Oh no. Oh no, y'all. That name looks a little bit too familiar. That name... Okay, thank you. I'm about to say, I've been trying to get this one rubber band off my hair for like the past minute and a half. That name looks a little bit too familiar. It's okay. It's just a pet. I think in C where I live, there are people who will not even play a game with more male characters. The reason for this is there are already better games in the market, which gives them what they want. For example, if someone priority from game characters, why would he play NTE? And if Ananta of WUWA and ZZ already gives them that, so it becomes competition. No, it's not even just C. That's everywhere. It's like you have to give people a reason to stop playing the game they're already playing. And if somebody is interested, like I said, that's more reason to my point of why they have to expand their market. Because a lot of people are just like, I'm already getting what I want out of Wuthering Waves. And so why would I play your game? You know? So it's like you have to give them a reason. And the more of these games that come out, Arc Knights Enfield, NTE, Ananta, Silver Palace, Azure Vermilia, so forth, so on, they're going to have to compete. And the way you compete is making it very easy to play your game, to make it not feel like it's that much of a commitment. And then from there, once you have the player in there, then you can try to like, you know, encourage spending and stuff like that. But yeah.
扩充了原本 灵鸟试炼的关卡，所以希望大家在战斗之余呢有更多的游玩选择。
哦，也就是说
That looks like fun,
我可以去
actually.
野外逛街，我也可以去搞衣服，也不用非得天天上演就打本的这种，是吧？
对。
哦，可以。那我还想问一个大雄老师一个
Big
二游
picture
非常
question.
核心的问题啊，就是现在市场上
With so many anime style games either out or on the way.
储备产品也有特别多。那对于我们大雄老师
Now for Dr. Decabear, Mr. Decabear,
虽
the
然说
dev
非常
team,
的干了，现在是不是压力还会很大呢？
is the pressure still
我们的产
overwhelming?
能
Your
现在
output's been
产能
impressive.
很厉害。那以后我们的
Can you
产能会
maintain
继
this
续跟上吗？
pace?
首先压力的问题啊，就是现在确实大家情况都压力挺大的，所以不管怎么说，我们都要扛住压力，这是第一点。然后第二点呢，其实还是我们吸收取用户玩家的建议，我们努力的变得更好，不管多大的压力都要扛住。然后最后一个还是蛋总，接着再舔一下啊，最后再舔一下蛋总，感谢蛋总，因为我们蛋总
One final thank you to Mr.
对
Daniel.
于我们的产品来讲呢，不管有多大的压力，我们
I love how the pictures of Mr. Daniel aren't even like professional. They're just like
人才支持
he's like in a photo shoot.
扛住压力，同时产出更好的东西，然后回馈给玩家，
哦，
带来更好的游戏体验。
哦，也就是说
I also think it's funny that Mr. Daniel has an English name
小伙伴来讲
and not a Chinese
大家
name.
有做好游戏的心气，也有雄厚的后盾。
Wait, NX, what are you referring to? Don't do
哦，
what?
我这样子我觉得我自己就放了不少心了，因为
You
对
beg,
于我来
I
讲，
beg you don't do
我们的
what?
项目组是一个非常年轻的项目组，第一个产品就敢碰二游
That
3D
pet?
二游，又有箱庭元素的这种大场景搭建、奇观场景搭建这二游，我觉得非常有勇
Oh,
气
yeah.
非常我也觉得非常不容易。
I remember.
然后而且相当于二测，包括三测已经释放的这些信息来看，我觉得变化也特别大，就整体感觉就是脱胎换骨那种感觉，就是虽然说我觉得
Sure, there will be still be a gap
产品可能跟头部二
compared to
有
top
一定
tier
的差距
titles.
但是
But visiting the studio yesterday,
咱们
I could
走到
see
那个
that
开发者中间，我发现
everyone looks a bit haggard.
看最近
The workload has probably been really intense lately. It's not easy, I must say.
就说到这里，我还是比较感慨。我觉得现在做游戏，因为也不容易嘛。然后大家玩家的我还是非常希望玩家们能够喜欢上二重螺旋，因为我自己觉得确实它是有一定差异化表现的。我也希望在制作组的这个
Listen, y'all, no disrespect to the Chinese audience, but it's like, I'm not saying this for the purpose of disrespect. I'm saying this for the purpose of concern. The fact that they feel that they need to say this sounds like they're dealing with a player base who is not understanding. You know what I mean? It's just like, yeah, it is difficult. But they're basically using this dude as a proxy to tell the players, hey, look, y'all, this is rough. Like this is really rough, and we know we're not the top tier games like, you know, Genshin and Wuthering Waves and you know all these other games, right? Like not Ananta, Nikkei, Lat, so forth, so on, the Honkais of the world, all that. Infinity Nikki, that's what I meant to say. But yeah, like we know we're not those games, but we're trying. So if you could, you know, just like give us some slack, you know, give our game a try and understand that like we have a lot of passion in it and we can be great too, but we, you know, it's a group effort type stuff. Like y'all need to have like a title called like AA Gotcha Games. That way at least people already have their expectations. If it's made with passion, they'll make it. Yeah, it's just like the fact that they feel like they have to say this multiple times to me just kind of spells out like we have a very judgmental player base, or we exist in a very judgmental space, and it's a bit unfortunate. That's just kind of how I feel about it, because otherwise, like they have really been hammering home this concept of how tired and not even just here in the beginning too. In the beginning of the live stream too. So that's just kind of what it feels like to me. What's up, Max? I wish they would approach weapons like Tears of the Kingdom or Elden Ring. Fight hard bosses to get good weapons. I think Elden Ring really changed the game when it comes to that. Ah, true, fair.
努力下吧，能和玩家一起，然后接受玩家建议嘛，玩家建议大家也不
No fragile egos here, right? We'll keep making gradual improvements, aiming for lasting and evolving game. I think that is great. That's my hope.
走到我心里去了。
You really touched my heart. Thank you very much. Beautifully said.
其实像我们二重乐园的测试嘛，从很早期的开始，我们也是一直有在参与，确实是真的很期待一款就是我可以下班回家放空大脑，然后就是爽爽割草的游戏啊。这个也是
Yeah, like if they get these weapons right, this could actually be really cool. Like legitimately, this could be really cool if they get the weapons right. But like I said, I think it needs to really feel to me. My best example would be like Ratchet and Clank, just over the top fun with wacky weapons. I know this isn't necessarily a wacky game, but I guess really cool weapons. But they need to feel like intuitive.
以及感谢大家的陪伴，那期待大家给我们更多宝贵的建议跟意见。那也非常感谢今天2位嘉宾的到访。那各位舍友人，让我们阿特拉西亚再见，拜拜。
Duet Night Abyss. This is for the closed beta test too.
大个那么多，咋整？
是他吧？我感觉是他。走，看，应该就是
他。10倍大熊是吧？不是，你们认错人了。这是你吗？我觉得不是。
What's happening? I'm still working that out myself. I'm still working that out myself.
哥，抓我干嘛？
关你游戏玩的来火呀！
上次测试做成那样，打你一顿都是轻的。
Bro. Yo, honestly, I'm not even joking. I feel like this is how the people at Hoyo felt. Like when people were bringing knives to their company, you know, to the front of their company, like actual human beings walking up to their building with a knife. I feel like this is what those devs felt like. I was like, yo, he said, oh, hold up, bro. Your game is peeing me off.
哥，抓我干嘛？
关你游戏玩的来火呀
！That slap was insane. Yo, okay. All right, last time we'll just watch it straight through, but that was crazy. Oh my gosh.
哥，抓我干嘛？
关你游戏玩的来火呀！
对不起，上次测试做成那样，打你一顿都是轻的。对不起，我错了。
道歉有什么用？让你说话了吗？
那我不说了。
上次测试做成那样，你还有脸了
？You're not even.
也没那么烂吧？你一个高爽游就爽不起来，怎么不烂
？Where's the thrilling part？
爽的呀，想有啥用？那个我们贵潮加了1倍，包爽的。
这么兴奋啊，爽不爽你说了算？
有你那个剧情。
The story kills the beloved character immediately.
怎么敢的
？What were you thinking？
赛奇没死，有伏笔的啊！伏笔，
看不出来这种伏笔。
有你们这么写剧情的吗？会不会啊？会，我们2游肯定会把剧情掌握好的呀。你还用2游？这个3件套就是2游是吧？速成之法不可逆。
Please, we get it.
我让你3件套。
Oh my gosh, bro! What is it?
大哥，我们已经尽力了。我们角色首次保底不歪，武器池子免费锻造。那3件套我们也没有，我们是固定词条，不是随机词条。你还想还嘴
？Bro, this is wild.
长线游戏总要赚钱的嘛。那我们也想什么都干的吧
？Oh my gosh.
那我们也想什么都让利的吧？那我们也什么都优化的吧？
别激动。有话好说，冷静一下。
谢谢啊。吃新的体育要半个小时的2游，你还好意思吃？
All food featured in this program was eaten by the staff after filming.
好好改
2游真该踏踏实实做你的2游。
你看你
现在这做了什么
？Yeah, the fake blood. Yo. This is insane. Yo.
现在生活压力都很大，能理解。上次测试我们也收到了很多反馈，最重要还是做好游戏本身。 下次测试看我们的行动吧。
Wow. Okay, first of all, that was not to encourage. That was a lot of slapping, honestly. Okay, I want to go. We got to analyze this, all right? We have to analyze this, okay? This is insane. It really is. That was wild. That was actually wild. I got to show that to Miss Life. That was way too crazy. Oh my gosh, that was wild. Okay. Even with all that being said, I think there is definitely something here to be understood, acknowledged, all that fun stuff, right? So let's see what they're saying. They real talk. They should have started the live stream with this. Like, what? Okay, technically no, because then they would have gave away all the spoilers. But like, if they started it with like a thing like this, but that was like, we'll try, we'll do our best, we promise, and they're like, you better, and then we went into the live stream, that would have been crazy. The only ones I understood, but the pity argument, I kind of missed it. Oh, okay, looks like another current banner, huh? Current banner? What is that? Okay, so your game's making us mad. Sorry. Last test was a total mess. Beating you up is gonna be easy. What's the point of apologizing? Did I say you could talk? Playback speed. I'm gonna do 0.75 because it was a bit fast.
上次测试做成那样，你还有脸了？
Are you not even ashamed? It wasn't that terrible, right? You said your game had thrilling combat. Where's the thrilling part? How dare you say that? That's what we wanted. Wanted alone didn't help. We've doubled the number of on-screen enemies. Doubled. Guaranteed fun. Guaranteed. Why so hyped? Since when do you decide what's fun? And your story kills off a beloved character immediately. What were you thinking? She's not dead. There's a foreshadowing. Okay, that part was funny. That part was actually funny. He's like, there's a foreshadow. Trust me, that part was actually funny. Oh my gosh. Because eventually you get to a point where like, it's this. I'm telling you, we're just being honest here. You get to a point where the slaps are like, okay, we get it, you're slapping him, but they changed up the slaps. They're like, what were you thinking? And then they're like, there's a foreshadow. No, it was funny. I'm not gonna lie. I gotta play that in normal speed. I have to play that in normal speed.
还有你那个剧情啊，上来就把角色写死，怎么敢的？哎，赛奇没死，有伏笔的啊，伏笔，看不。
If no one gets it, it's bad writing. Oh, that's the thing. Let's see. Now the issue wasn't that it was bad writing; it was that, well, actually, no, the foreshadowing might not have been there. I feel like I caught the foreshadowing though. To be fair, though, I think I did catch the foreshadowing. But the fact that it was in like a little quest on the side is just like, yeah, that a lot of people probably skip that. Who plots a story like this? Do you really know how to write a story? Yes, I do. We are a story-driven gacha game. We'll absolutely pause the story. All right, well, that's what I like to hear. Y'all already know that. Story-driven. That's what I look forward to. Obviously, you can have really good combat while also being story-driven. Since you mentioned the gacha game, adding a pity system to the game and calling it a gacha game, you think this is an absolute rule? You want me to teach you how to pull? You want me to teach you how to make a gacha, huh? Please, we're trying our best. The first copy of each character is guaranteed. All weapons can be crafted for free. We want to be more FTP friendly. Rip his ramen. And look, they said all the food featured in the program was eaten by the staff after filming. So they didn't waste any food apparently. We want to be more FTP friendly and stats are fixed. No RNG on the stats. So it seems that for them it's more about, like, I get the idea of you wanting to get to feel like, okay, you're playing because of the grind, right? That's the idea. Like, we want to make it easy for you to get the characters, and we want to keep you here because of the grind. The problem is, the grind needs to be fun. And the grind wasn't fun, y'all. The combat needs to be, like, top tier, in my personal opinion, for you to have a game that somebody actually wants to and enjoys grinding. All of it's going to be crafted for free once a year. We'll see. No RNG on the substats. You're still talking back. Live service games got to earn somehow. We'd love to make everything farmable. We'd love to give players everything. We'd also love to optimize everything. How is he gonna take it easy when y'all been slapping this man like for the past 2.5 minutes? Take a breath. Thanks. Eat. I got you game where stamina takes 30 minutes to clear. See, that's what I'm saying. I said that. I said it. Because I was saying, like, it takes like 10 minutes. And in some scenarios, it took almost like 20 minutes, it felt like. I was just like, man, this is crazy. It was not a fun experience. And you're eating? We'll adjust it. We'll fix it. Absolutely. Alright. Second closed beta starts where winds bloom and light looms. Test duration is 612. Special live stream. Thanks for watching. So yeah, yeah, I like her. I like the girl with the blue hair. I believe. Let me see. Yeah, this character, she's like my favorite. I like her face and her hair. The outfit is pretty solid. These cuts are a bit extra, but you don't really see it, I don't think, too much if you're playing from this perspective. But yeah, we'll see. We'll give it a shot. Special live stream. Thanks for watching. Yeah, so the 12th, that is obviously we're not going to be playing this as soon as it drops. I don't think. Wait, when does Wuthering Waves start? When does 2.4 start? Because that same exact day. I mean, if this is earlier in the morning, then we can try it earlier in the morning while we're waiting for Wuthering Waves 2.4. Which if it's early in the morning, it would make sense. The 12th. Wait, but hold on. That's actually the day after, isn't it? Let me see. Because today's the 9th. Tomorrow is Tuesday. The game comes out Wednesday night. Yeah, I don't know. This might be at the exact same time. On the 12th or the 11th, right, for us. Yeah, I think this might be the exact same time. The 11th? Okay, maybe... if that's the case, dang, they should have put this out a day before Wuthering Waves. So that way, like, streamers could have streamed it, you know? Like, while they were waiting for the update for Wuthering Waves. And you would have at least had some eyes. Or, like, you'd have more eyes. But now you're asking somebody to, like... Yeah. Well, we'll play it. We'll play it at some point. Yeah, we'll play it at some point. All in all, though, it looks intriguing. Oh, Truffle and Filbert. That's her name, Truffle. Got it. Just play this for those who missed it. Let me see. What is it? Why did that feel like it was supposed to be brain rot? That felt like it was supposed to be brain rot. Yeah. Oh, is that a popular meme? And then this, for those who missed it. It was definitely cute, yeah.
So much food we've levied. Gotta have some good meals before we turn it in.
Be careful. Mission complete.
That's crazy. That place must have been built with like nothing in between those rocks. Those walls were held together by air. I don't know where this is located, but I look forward to seeing it.
The special commissary's here. He's till forever.
No, yeah, I thought the pig was talking too. It wasn't the pig.
The commissary's coming.
It wasn't the pig talking. It was those guys. She's robbing the Robina Hood.
Have some good meals before we turn it in.
Yeah, as you can see, that was these guys. It wasn't the pig talking. Yeah, I thought for a second that was the case too, and then I looked further. I was like, oh, okay, no, never mind. That's not it. That's not it. So yeah. Let me see. All right. So I wanted to have a conversation, real quick. There we go. And actually, what I can do is go to, let's see, Wuthering Waves. Wuthering Waves. Here we go. Wait, no, that's not it. Videos. Wuthering Waves is going mainstream. Let's see, Wuthering Waves. Here we go. And videos. Where's the one I'm looking for? Okay, geographic preview. Here we go. And then if I bring up this one, hopefully, hey, shout out to Expedition 33. Now we're gonna bring up the one from 2.0. So that's 2.4, and then let's get the one from 2.0. All right, there we go. Area preview. Here we go. All right. I'm going to tell my boss I need to stay home Thursday because I won't be mentally at work. No, I feel you. All right, so okay. I was trying to take these out. Let me rip this one. There we go. Let's say apparently these rubber bands were being found around the house because they were coming out. So I was like, oh, time to unleash the mane, as you can see. All right, so this is gonna be interesting. Let's just here we go. Bam. All right, so here's the plan. We're going to thematically halfway through, this still looks kind of lighthearted. Okay, cool. This place is like, okay, that's different, give or take. It looks mystical, not necessarily deathly afraid of this place. However, looks mysterious, could be scary. This does look scary. This is kind of neutral, but yeah, this place looks scary. And then this place is something bad could happen here, right? But all right, so why am I talking about that? Well, I want to do a discussion about Wuthering Waves has changed. They missed the mark. So let's see, this is 1 minute and 36 seconds. So yeah, this should be enough time. All right. Hey everybody, how's it going? I want to, let's see. Sanhwa's S5 still doesn't say what it actually does. Oh my gosh. We could have that conversation for sure. But do me a favor, type that out and then we'll understand it a little bit better. All right. 3, 2, 1. Hey everybody, how's it going? Life here again. Wanted to have a conversation with you all about something that I've heard a lot of people talking about in the community. And I'm gonna be honest, a lot of people missed it. Just putting it straight out there at the beginning. I think people have missed the mark so far. And it's okay, you know? It happens. It happens to the best of us. Just not me. No, but seriously though. A lot of people were discussing this concept, right? Of Wuthering Waves missing the mark. Okay? What do we mean by that exactly? Well, let me share. When Wuthering Waves was first, revealed, announced, what have you, they had a particular, and we'll check it out real quick right here. This was like the opening teaser trailer for Wuthering Waves, okay? This is what it was.
Element arrived without a sign.
Okay? So, we're all seeing this, it was popular, Yang running away. Very Death Stranding vibes. The color palette was very muted. This does not look good. It looks like she's running away from the end of the world. It invokes, imagery of despair.
Left untouched by all this pain.
And then we see this. Let the echoes be heard. All right. Now, that's the premiere teaser. I probably should have played the other one, so I'll probably have to redo that. This is the one. Yeah, Daybreak. All right. Last time, y'all. We're going to do this one more time. All right.
There.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? So, I wanted to have a conversation about something that I think a lot of people have expressed their frustrations with. But in all reality, I think a lot of people have been missing the mark on this. It is okay. It happens to the best of us. Not me, but you know what I mean? I'm joking. But seriously, though, a lot of people, and I'm going to start with this trailer right here, have been saying that Wuthering Waves changed. It's not what it used to be. It's no longer the game that I was hoping it would be, right? Okay. Let's look at the CG trailer they showed, Daybreak, when the game was first announced, right? This was the expectation people had.
Their world shattered.
You saw
Without so much as a sign.
Yang running away, right? You see her running away. The world is very muted. Looks kind of like, you know, devoid of life, right? And it had those kind of Death Stranding vibes. Whatever's going on, we don't know, but it looks terrible. Looks like she's running away from the end of the world. Things are, you know, looks like all matter is just being like disintegrated, essentially. Shifted, destroyed, changed. There's the feeling of despair happening right now. This is what people were used to, you know? People were like, oh yeah, we're about to get this story where it's just full of pain, anguish, suffering, and yeah. That was the general sentiment. And I understand that because it makes sense after looking at something like this, right? Like this, like kind of like the horror. You see the etheric sea in the sky, this horror first-person view.
What is dead?
And then you have that, right? And then the trailer ends, right? She's going crazy. Well, not crazy, but she's clearly in anguish.
Which part of you?
And then she looks at this. And this part is the part that was really like Death Stranding. That reminded us of that original Death Stranding trailer when it came out.
Untouched by all this pain.
You know? Of, you know, oh boy on the beach. He looks up, he sees these like creatures in the background. And so, yeah, this was the thought we had. Now, a lot of people are asking the understandable question, right? Understandable. How do we get from this to this? Like, how is that supposed to work? Where's the logic here? I thought this was supposed to be like scary. I didn't know I was going into like some lighthearted JRPG sort of thing. And you make it make sense. Like Houseway, like, you know, where's this coming from? This looks totally different. It's very bright. You know, you got your rainbows in the background. You know, friendship is magic. Gummy, you know, goody goody gumdrops and sunshine. This is the thought. And so even this place, which is kind of dark, still has a lot of colors in it. This place is like, okay, I can sort of see like a little bit more, you know, not happy vibes coming from this place. I'm not really that scared to be here. In fact, I'd probably like to come here for vacation or something, so it's not really evoking thoughts of like, oh, this is bad. Okay, the music is different, looks kind of mysterious. I can get with it. This is what I came here to see, right? Like this right here, this is what I was expecting when, you know, that was coming. Yep, this is what I was looking for. But, you know, then you played the game, and this place, you know, it's just like, okay, yeah, like, I guess, right? So you have that thought process, and you're doing that. You see this, and you're just like, you know, overall, this just feels a little bit too bright. It doesn't really feel like the post-apocalyptic game that I was expecting, right? Like, where's the post-apocalyptic game that I was promised? This ain't it, Chief. So this is where I have to encourage you all to think a little bit differently about this. The first thing I would like to encourage you all to, you know, take into account, that word, post-apocalyptic, right? It's called post-apocalyptic, not apocalyptic. Post-apocalyptic, meaning after apocalypse. It makes sense that in a world where there's an apocalypse that happened, like, people don't just, like, you know, rest on their laurels and just like, oh, well, I guess we're just gonna live in this terrible place. No, they fight. And they try to rebuild civilization. And that's what we're seeing. We're seeing the rebuilding of civilization, right? Now, I understand you might say, well, yeah, but, you know, they didn't show, even if that is the case, what they showed us looked originally like it was still in that struggle state, right? Yeah, they could be rebuilding, but I didn't know we would be like, you know, centuries up to like thousands of years after the apocalypse happened. I thought we were going to be like, okay, maybe like a couple years, maybe 50 to 100 years, and they're still struggling, right? Where are those themes? I would like to encourage you all to now think about where we are. We are in Renacida, okay? This is Renacida, and the whole theme behind this place is Carnival. The reality is, the Carnival, the whole, like, you know, the mask motif, right? It's intentional. Raguna, if we were to take Renacida as the whole thing, let's just call the entirety of this nation of Renacida a Carnival. The theme of the Carnival here is that there's a mask. Raguna is the mask of Renacida. It's the thing that makes it look like everything is all rainbows and sunshine. Because the thing is, when you take off that mask, okay, when you take off the mask, that's where the truth comes. So when somebody's playing the game for the first time, they're like, oh yeah, this place looks really cool. You know, like, oh yeah, it's all bright and vibrant and so forth, so on. Now, to the credit of the argument, yes, the developers did increase the saturation of some of the colors to make it a little bit more vibrant. Yes, they did. Even in some of the places that are a little bit dark, the tones aren't muted. They are a bit more saturated. Fair. But generally speaking, this place, Raguna in particular, is like a mask for the Carnival that shows a pretty picture with a very dark thing that it's actually hiding. What is the dark thing that it's hiding, you might ask? Well, sacrificing people to the waves, i.e., as I mentioned in one of my lore videos, the Threnodian. Be sure to check that out if you can, if you haven't seen it. Sacrificing people, sacrifices, societal, censorship and pressure. Like, oh, you can't talk about that, or those books are banned, or I better not hear you singing those songs, because if you do, you'll get sent out to be sacrificed, basically, right? People following, unjust leadership, all these societal ills and pressure. They have, the mafias are having their wars going on, right? Not really the most peaceful society. They definitely have an underworld. We learned about that even in Zani's quest, right? So it's not all that it's cracked up to be, but that's the whole point. Now that we're in 2.4, right? That was the area preview that we just saw, right? Very vibrant colors all throughout. Vibrant colors, more vibrancy. Even though this place is in a cave, as you can see, the colors are very inviting. And let's see, this, like I said, this place is a little bit more on the mysterious side for sure. But then we're right back to like, oh man, I'd love to hang out in this area. This area looks awesome. This area has a little bit more intrigue to it. I'd say this is probably a little bit closer to what people were looking for. And like I said, this is some of the stuff that was shown. This happens at night, mind you. I think anybody could recognize that Penitent's End was kind of more a step in the direction of what people thought we would get. And obviously this place is, it's kind of like a domain. You do fight in it, but it's kind of, I'd say, neutral. It's kind of neutral in that regard. And then obviously this looks a tad bit scary. So next, this is the 2.4 geographic preview. Now you tell me if you see a difference between the bright, sunshiny, even the music, right? Even the music, bloom, doom, doom, right? At the end of the other one, it started to get a little bit more dismal. This one, on the other hand, has a bit of a tonal shift, doesn't it? You see? It's got the pomp and circumstance, it's very grand in nature, but it's not all that cheery and bright. Now you could argue that these screens, okay, sure, for the most part, but I think we could still agree once again, this isn't inviting. This isn't like the most super, like, yeah, the holographic nature is like cool, but the color, even the colors they've chosen, this is like bright red. Red signifies danger, right? Blue, okay, like it's not like some light blue, it's not a sky blue. It's like more like a royal blue, similar to like this right here. All right, once again, does not really invite any like cheery thoughts. It's like, you know, realistically speaking, you're out here. It really just depends on what's happening. You see people fighting, you see people training. This is not a cheery place. There we go. More to my point. Got your calcified dragon from the Blight, the Dark Tide Blight, Tidal Blight, I think it's called. Mysterious, ghoulish looking phantoms, right? Not cheery at all. Pretty spooky depending on who you are. And if you were actually here in person. Not to mention, like, if I'm being honest, I'm looking at the doors. These are giant. Like, look at the door. Most people probably are going up to like 3 or 4 squares. These are some giant creepy phantoms in this area. You know, you got the water kind of coming through. It's muggy, or not so much muggy, but it's kind of like damp. This is not inviting. This is not cheery. This is the harbor area. So, you know, you can see this in the background. The world, you know, there's stars in the sky. Go figure. Cool. This is probably one of the more similar to the other thing, but it's really just because of that. It's not like it's like close to the ground. It's pretty high up in the sky. So it doesn't necessarily set the tone for this area all the way. But it's, you know, it's still something nice to look at, right? But I wouldn't call it like a tone setter. Okay, yeah, and I think that's the last one. Now, even if we were to go to Wuthering Waves on Twitter, you can also see, let's see, they posted like a lot of the locales. I want to say it's, actually, no, I think it might be on their website. It's on their website. So if we go to their website, one moment. Let's see, is it on here? WutheringWaves.com. All right, so if we go to their website, new region preview. Yeah, this is like for the actual game stuff, but let's see if we can. There we go. There we go. Oh, my bad. So that actually was the right place. That was the right place. All right. Yeah, so if we scroll down, here we go. So new regions, right? So we have Septimont, we have the Capitoline Hills, once again, Titan Bone Expanse, right? Mountain ranges, Mournfell Canyon. This place in particular, right? This place it looks bad, okay? Like it looks bad. I will not hear any nonsense of somebody saying, "Oh yeah, this looks, you know, this is definitely too bright for my post-apocalyptic gacha game." Border Mountains, yeah, Capitoline Hills, okay, yeah, we have that, and okay, yeah. So this is what we've seen. This is what they're kind of showing us for this area. But yeah, the point being is that this is not, from a narrative perspective, this is not something that doesn't make sense. From a narrative perspective, if you were thinking about any popular JRPG, right? Like, it's very often the case that they will add these sort of concepts where you start off in like the town, the unassuming town, and then what happens? Exactly. So you basically have that happen. The Fire Nation attacks, you know, whatever. Some person comes in with some flying things that you've never seen before, like some you know, some zeppelins or whatever, and they're dropping, you know, flaming rocks on the village. But usually things start kind of peaceful, kind of quiet, and then your expectations are subverted. and the real crisis kind of happens. And I think a lot of people were expecting the game to start within the crisis, essentially. And so, yeah, we are going to be getting more dark themes, even in the future when we get to the new Federation, right? Kalkuro being the character, I believe Chisa, the character who looks like a Japanese schoolgirl, right? At least in terms of her outfit. Those motifs, right? I think she's gonna be like the character that kind of like leads us into that area, similar to kind of like Kazuha from Wuthering Waves. I mean Genshin. I believe that that's gonna be the case. And that place, by the way that the story, the lore talks about that area, New Federation, it's gonna be rough. There's like a super high-tech city and then a lawless zone, right? Shout out to, if anybody's ever played Cyberpunk 2077, that might sound relatively familiar to you. Just so happens we have a Cyberpunk collab. So, yeah, next year. So, point being, has Wuthering Waves changed, right? Has the post-apocalyptic, after apocalypse, has the feel, are they not delivering, right? Is it so different from what you thought it was going to be? I believe that the game is just getting started, and as we progress in the game, it will expand further and further into those concepts. But it's not something that they're just starting out with, per se. I mean, technically, if you take Jinzhou, right, it's a nation in decay. The game's story literally starts off as, like, in a war, basically, right? Like, you're in a war scenario. So, you know, I know Renacida might have thrown some people off. Maybe some people just skipped Jinzhou and went straight to Renacida. But you gotta give them time to cook. That's all. Y'all let me know what you think. Are you happy, satisfied with how 2.4 is looking from a landscape perspective? Obviously, we're gonna get into the story. What do you all think about what I said about the fact that, you know, Reguna was essentially the mask of Renacida in terms of, you know, the kind of carnival concept where you have on a mask, you take off the mask, the bad stuff shows behind the mask. But Reguna was kind of like the distraction, because that's really what the Threnodian was doing. It was hoping to distract the people. As Frolova said, some people have remained clear-eyed amongst the revelry, you know? The honeyed wine has dulled other people's senses. She technically said it the other way around. She said the honeyed wine has dulled their senses, but yet you've remained clear-eyed throughout this revelry. So yeah. Were you the one whose senses were dulled because of the honeyed wine that was the carnival, you know, in Reguna? Or have you remained clear-eyed amongst the revelry? Let me know in the comments. Thank you as always. Also, I just want to let you know, for everybody who got to the end of this, we're doing a giveaway. We're going to be doing a giveaway for 2.4 when Cartethiya drops. So we'll be on stream. I'd say the way to show that, you know, the requirements are really just to be on stream. And there's one more thing. You have to be on stream, and I'm going to put something in my next lore video. It should be coming out before the patch drops. I'm going to put something in my next lore video. It's going to be like a little Easter egg. It's going to be obvious to anybody who's actually watching the video, though. And I'm going to ask that question to whoever wins. And if they can't answer the question, that means they didn't watch the video, because it's going to be very obvious. But if you did watch the video, then, and like I said, the video's not going to have spoilers in it. It's going to be about what happened in 2.2. So if you watch the video, it should be coming out before the patch drops. If you watch that video, you'll have your answer. And then if you win, because this is basically my way of rewarding people who actually engage with my content. I had a giveaway before where I gave it was like $500 worth of stuff that I gave away, and a lot of those people, I don't think I saw maybe like 1% of those people actually stay. And I don't like the idea of doing these giant giveaways where I'm not actually giving anything away to people who are actually a part of my audience. So that's the reason why we're doing this, and we'll be doing this going forward, because I understand the purpose of a giveaway. It's to, you know, broaden your reach and all that stuff. There's two ways of doing growing, though. One way is to build a solid fan base that can, you know, tell other people, like, hey, check out Life. Life is doing some really good stuff over there. And then the other way is to just do that kind of super broad reach where you're just like giveaway after giveaway, hey, you know, big flashy thing or whatever. And you don't really have like, you don't really create solid connections that way, in my opinion. So that's why we're doing it the way that we're going to be doing it. So I will make a post about it as well on both YouTube channels, More Life Lessons and Life Lessons. I'll make a post about it. And yeah, and like I said, for people who see that video, there you go. So yeah, that's the plan. All right. I will see you all on the next one. Excited for 2.4. All right. Peace. Subscribe or die. Yeah. So cool thing, everybody. Like I said, we actually had, hey, what's up, Vodka? We had somebody, I said this yesterday, but just so you all know, we had somebody donate to the giveaway. Somebody donated to the giveaway. They want to remain nameless, but they saw what I was doing with the community and they really respected, you know, like they respected the work that I was putting in. And so they were like, they heard that I was trying to do a giveaway and they're like, hey, I want to help. So yeah, really awesome. Oh no, I'm not leaving, Tony. That was me ending a YouTube video. That was me ending a YouTube video because I was just recording it for YouTube. Next year is taking too long. I might not be a Cyberpunk fan, but I want to see what it looks like. Oh my gosh. The only thing that's bothering me is why do we just go to Septimont? I mean, what about the Order? Well, okay, so Reza, you have to remember the Order. This is all a part of Renacida. So that's a good question. I could really talk about that as well. But let's see. I wonder, should I add it in that video or is this like something different? I mean, hey, we could, I don't know. I'll figure it out. I will comment on one thing. Mount Firmament was pretty bright in my opinion, and I quite liked how it looked. Oh yeah, it's snowy, so of course it's going to be bright. Like it's, I mean, I'm not going to say of course, but yeah, it's snowy. It makes sense. Your mine. So basically an hour from now, tomorrow. So in terms of the Order, excuse me, Satria, if you're here, Satria, it makes sense because if you think about it from a narrative perspective, you know, going from the Order to like where we are right now, you start off in a place that you've never, you know, really like experienced before, being, you know, Raguna, right? You start off in Raguna. Yeah, I better say it's not here. You start off in Raguna. The mask concept, you know, the mask thing of like, okay, yeah, the Order, all, you know, there is no war in Ba Sing Se, right? That's the idea. There's no war in Ba Sing Se. It's all good. We're chilling, all right? Then after that, right? After the that, you learn that something is, you know, something evil is afoot. But not just anything evil is afoot. The literal people who own the whole place. You see what I'm talking about? It's not just simply, oh, what about the Order? Like they run this place. It's not just gonna be that simple. So we're going to Septimont so that we can equip ourselves. We're going to a place that doesn't even mess with the Order. You get what I'm saying? They don't vibe with those people at all. That's why we're going there, in essence, right? Because we're trying to get help from them so that when we come back to Raguna, because it's all a part of Renacida. That's something that a lot of people have missed. I should probably just make a short about this. But that's something that a lot of people missed. They missed that, like, some people think that Septimont is another area altogether. It's a part of Renacida. Renacida is a collection of independent city-states. Keyword being independent. So you have Raguna, you have the Riccioli Islands, you have Septimont, you have a place called Lilyland as well. And all of these places exist for that, on their own, independent from each other, but they're still all a part of Renacida. And there's only one sentinel, that being Imperador, who is over the whole place. Yeah, there's a Griffin that's going to be in Septimont. Likely is going to be something along the lines of Cetus the Tiebreaker, basically, right? So it's just another creature, but it's not like another sentinel. So we go to Septimont, we get equipped to then come back to Raguna, and maybe we'll go to Lilyland at some point. I'm not fully sure how that's going to play into the narrative, but then we'll go back to, eventually we'll get back to Raguna to cap the whole thing off. In a sense, cap that chapter, this chapter, the Renacida chapter off. But we're not actually at the end yet. If you were to take Forlova's words, right? It's just getting started, really, the movement is just getting started. So your camera block is slightly higher than the screen block, and it's extremely bothering. BitX, I know. Listen, I know that it is. The problem is I don't have, this keyboard doesn't have arrows, and I have to you know what? Fine, we'll do it now. This keyboard doesn't have arrows, so I have to connect another keyboard to micro adjust it. It's bothered me too. Don't trust me. It has bothered me too. All right. I don't even know if the keyboard is in this box. It is. Okay. You think you're the only one who's bothered by it? Fine. Okay, there we go. There we go. Is it I think it's lined up now, right? Don't you keep out some hold FN to use WSD keys? I don't know. I actually don't know. It might. Doesn't see, yeah, I don't know what it holding FN and then what acts as those keys. Oh. Yeah, but I say I'm using a Wuthering keyboard. I mean, I could look it up. But yeah, I don't know what counts as up, down, left, right. I will comment. Okay, snow and peach blossoms. Yeah. What I see them doing maybe is we go to a different place from Renacida while the situation in Raguna with the Yolodi festers, because we spread rumors with Chacona, and then we come back, we'll be divided. Well, it's not a different place from Renacida. It's still in Renacida. A different place from Raguna. We spread rumors with Chacona, and when we come back, there'll be more divided. A more divided type thing, so we'll have a proper confrontation instead of 5 people versus the Order, maybe. Yeah, I feel like we're kind of building a mini army, maybe, in Septimont, and then we come back to the Order, and who knows, maybe Brant and Carlotta, they're working together to assemble, essentially a mini resistance. They have a brief for the explanation for Rover's motivations as to why he's heading to Septimont 2.4 live stream. One extra 4 in there. No, yeah, I understand. Yeah, I mean, we're going to Septimont to... It's actually not so much about us. It's more about Cartethiya. We're going to Septimont to find Cartethiya. Cartethiya is going to Septimont to get help. You see? Cartethiya is going to Septimont to get help, whereas we're going to Septimont to... whatchamacallit? We're going to Septimont to find her. Looks like at the end of Carthethia's gameplay trailer, Fergalise visits the Order. Yeah, exactly. Like I said, they know the truth, but it's not just so simple as like, you know, hey, this guy's lying to it. All right, let's start a war. You know, like they need to sow discord, and it's a proper coup in a way. That's what's kind of happening. It's a proper coup. Mine had a function like that. That's why I mean, mine might have it. I just don't know about it, and I'd have to look it up. I mean, it might be in like the letters. I don't know. I just didn't think about it at the time. I didn't even realize when I bought it that it didn't have keys, because it's like one of those things that you just take for granted. But yeah, so we'll have to look into that to see what that's all about. At the end of the trailer might be something like Zani's, and we getting a continuation mini story on the next trailer. Oh yeah, Baka-san, you're right. That actually, oh yeah, that's good. So if y'all remember in Zani's trailer, we got this. At the end of Zani's combat showcase, right? At the end of her combat showcase, Resonator showcase, at the end of her combat showcase, we got this. Right? And then at the end of her, so when her actual showcase started, it started here. So yeah, that actually checks out. Yep. So yeah, her actual Resonator showcase might be that. Sigh, sometimes I hate the fact that I'm too dumb to understand what's going on even when I'm here, but I promise you I am listening. You're fine, Frosty. I thought this whole stream was pre-recorded when I just jumped in. Wait, what? Oh, shoot. Okay, no. No, I record YouTube videos on stream. Oh my gosh, like to reach the audience, or I can ask why the Order doesn't have sanctions over that place. Oh, I mean, it's more so they just, as a group, decided we don't want you all here. You know? Because when the Dark Tide came, the Order didn't help them. I guess C is the tiebreaker is the one who actually helped them. And so that's why they respect him, but they don't respect the Order. So as a group, they just decide, like, the Order only has the power that people give it. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, they have an army, but you can't force people to do whatever you want. They're not slave drivers. Not to mention the appearance that they're trying to like portray to everybody is like, oh yeah, we're a church. We're here to help you. If people saw that the Order were trying to like enslave people who didn't agree with them, the facade would be, you know, like the mask would be dropped. So they really didn't have much of a choice there. They just, you know, we don't talk about those islands over there, basically. Those people have strayed from the faith. That's the idea here. And like I said, they know good and well that they didn't help those people when times were tough. So it makes sense, you know? It checks out. It 100% checks out. So, yeah. That be that. But yes, y'all. Like I said, unfortunately, we had today was a bit of a later stream, just because, like I said, it was a busy time last night. A lot of stuff is happening, getting things ready. Like I said, for the video, getting things ready for 2.4. Like I said, we're doing the giveaway. It's going to be a guarantee cartethiya. Well, I say guarantee. What I mean is I'll be able to get you the $100 pack. That's what I can guarantee you. I can get you the $100 pack. So if you were intended to get her, or you needed some extra pulls to get her, that's what I can do for you. If you have not spent on this game, or at least not gotten the $100 pack, then you'll have the double, which actually is a guarantee. And then we'll also be doing like your choice of a your choice of a battle pass or a daily pass. One of the two. Battle pass or daily pass. And I'll be doing that for 10 people. Yeah, 10 people can choose between one or the other, depending on what they want. Phil Rover ends up on a different timeline. I'll stay off this giveaway. I have 3 accounts for a reason. Okay, fair enough, BitX. Fair enough. That's kind of you. I feel Rover ends up on a different timeline. Okay, I need to finish that girl's story quest before the next patch drops. You talking about Chicona? Yeah, for sure. So yeah. I'll have like a more official announcement later. But for the time being, that's that's the plan. So I will catch you all later. All right. Thank you for coming. Peace. Later, dudes. Oh, by the way, like I said, we're gonna try to figure out when we can find time to play Duet Night Abyss, because I'm in the beta, so we'll figure that out. All right. See ya.